out exactly why that might be. I have a suspicion, it might be some form of ad fatigue. We haven't really swapped in any new ads recently. I'm wondering if you can maybe help me try and decode some of these numbers.
Yeah, let's do it. I just requested access. Oh, okay, cool, I got it. All right, let's take a look. Is this a CBO?
That is a CBO now. Yeah, I switched it into a CBO. And what's interesting is that control audience in there originally started off performing extremely well, and then that one took a bit of a big dip.
Okay, so it is your testing, so it makes sense that the return on ad spend is down there, of course, right? But let's go ahead and see if there's any opportunities. So this one's got it.
Yeah, I mean that one originally I think was like a 6 or a 7 times return on ad spend.
Still have a lot of ads active in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty good amount of ads in here. And it's at a 1.3, which is interesting for the frequency on this because it's like that's your biggest audience, or at least it should be. So that's kind of strange. Same thing here. You have a lot of ads active. So what I would do is I'd recommend just go ahead and like what we should do is take these and then start cutting some of these ads and then just rank this like by purchases. And then
Okay.
all we're gonna do is scroll down. Oh, so essentially from, and is it okay if we do this month, or is there a specific reason you didn't have these 2 days?
No specific reason. Just the decline in performance kind of started on the 3rd.
Okay.
We are getting new ad creatives made right now that I'm kind of planning on switching into some of these campaigns. So that was going to be my other question, is just kind of
Got
how
it.
you should put new creatives into existing campaigns, or if you should start new campaigns altogether.
Yeah. Any reason why we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the best ads off? I mean, all of it should be
Um,
on, right? Unless
hmm,
those are not
I,
on brand anymore. Those ads allowed to be on?
yeah, for sure. I'm not
If
sure why
so,
those are off. Um,
let's give them a shot to get back on. So another thing you'll see is what's happening constantly now is that you're on 7-day click, correct?
yes.
Okay, so were you ever on 7-day click only before we ever had a call?
No, I was having to click 1 day view before.
Okay, so one of the things that comes with 7-day click is that purchases are going to get attributed to the day that they came on. So if you have somebody who buys today, okay, but they saw and clicked on an ad of yours 3 days ago, say on Monday or on Thursday last week, but they purchased today, it's not gonna attribute it to today's ad. It's gonna attribute it to
Uh,
Thursday's ad. So you'll have those ones where like you see all these check marks here that we turned back on. All of these got attributed sales after
right,
a
that
few
makes
days
sense.
later. And you'll see that, hey, it looks like our sales are down for today, but in reality, a couple of people purchased today, but it was because they saw an ad on Tuesday last week or Thursday
Okay.
last week. And then when you're looking at Thursday last week and looking at the revenue, it says, why does Facebook say we have more revenue on this day when in reality we have less? And then on today, Monday, it's like we have a lot more revenue in the system, but on Facebook it's reporting less. It's because the attribution factor is being attributed to the correct day, so you know what campaigns are driving sales over the longer
Got it.
course of time.
Got it.
So
Okay, that does make sense.
yeah, so we'll turn those on, and then what we're going to do is go back to what we were just doing earlier, which is like, let's go ahead and just cut off all those other ads that don't have any purchases by this point, and then just be aware that over the next 7 days to just double check and make sure no ads got attributed sales that are turned off. And then we'll just unselect. If you want to, there we go. Because this will allow us to narrow the spend into the higher performing ones.
Got it.
Gotta be careful not to turn anything off that shouldn't be. Oh wow, we still got a bunch. I think we got them all though. Yep, we should be good to go. Cool. So now what we'll do is we'll just press this button, which those are probably, it looks like they're already off, but we're just gonna double confirm.
Yeah, okay.
Hit turn
Yeah, I
off,
did
and it
turn
looks
a
like,
lot of
oh, 95 of them are still active. So we'll hit publish. I mean, you're cleansing out 95 ads that haven't got any purchases this month. So all
It
these
looks like they're
pennies,
off though.
dollars, all these down here, 18,
Yeah.
15, 11, those were on. And we just turned them off.
Huh. That's bizarre. Okay, I thought they were already off. It looked like they were. Okay.
So a lot of these were spinning. You can see here's the check marks where the official ones were turned off. So a lot of those were eating up small number, like, you know, a few dollars here and there, but it adds up to the bigger return on ad spend being thrown away.
Right.
So that took it from
Okay.
a 3 to a 4.4. Huge increase. Huge increase.
Okay.
200 something plus dollars of that was going nowhere to nothing. No sales, no nothing.
Yeah.
So
Okay, nice.
now,
Thank you. Yep.
yeah, so that'll increase your returns. I mean, you're at a 4.4 average across the board. And then quite honestly, we could turn off, let's just double check control once again. Okay, no, never mind. We're at a 3.56 in this one, we're fine. Cool, so that just fixed that. I mean, that's a much, much higher return on ad spend. And then
And
for these other
oh,
ones, were you mentioning? I mean, you can repeat the process for all these if
l-
you wanted to.
yeah, I mean, lookalike combined. This one's been performing okay, the proven, so I've just kind of left it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good.
Um, yeah, lookalike. I mean, like these ads are kind of old, so I am wanting to put new ads in eventually. But when you add a new ad into a campaign that's active, does it knock it back into learning?
It can, yeah.
Okay.
Just make sure
So
it's
what
like
do you recommend?
prior.
Right, right.
I just make sure it
Like,
works. I mean, these returns are pretty solid here. It's like a healthy combination.
yeah, it's really more the last 4, 5 days that I've seen more of a dip in performance on some of these ads and just the campaigns in general. So it might look like it's averaging higher because we're used to about a 4x return and saw them dipping to kind of like a 2.8 on average. I'm just not sure if that's kind of like a normal fluctuation as part of,
It
Facebook still
is.
optimizing.
You just gotta cut some of these ads, have higher standards.
Okay.
on the return on ad spend, which is what we just did, right? Like we go in daily, make these changes at our agency. We're like always like going in daily, edit, chop it, cut it, and then always pushing the returns up. And then the moment we hit a barrier, it's like, okay, do we scale out to different audiences or do we want to go ahead and request more creatives?
Sure. And so what is the way to kind of best work in new creatives that I think are going to be successful? Do you start new campaigns or do you just put them into these existing campaigns?
Process goes like this. The first thing is to see what the best performing creative is. And so what you would do is, we gotta remove this filter. Is there a way to remove that? Can you go ahead and take that out? There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So go here to account overview, creative reporting, and then looking at which one's the best performing. Let's get some more real estate here. Now we can look. So you could look at your return on ad spend. So I mean, like this one looks to be the best because 4.86 at the second highest amount of spend, that's probably the number one. Your number two is this one. I would say it could be this one, but this one has higher spend, so that's actually not bad. If this one could scale up at that spend at this number, then that would be a great one. So you just have to look here. Like this one's awesome. I mean, this one's really amazing. That one's fantastic. This one's horrible. I mean, I don't even know what this one's doing. It should be gone. And it's active too. I would just get rid of it in a second. The rest of these, you just got to go through, look at the returns. And so what you could do is say, hey, this one's at 7.54. What is it that we did here? Oh, it's a testimonial video or somebody on, who is this? What are they doing here?
It's one of my staff members is talking about the service.
There you go. So like this is one of those things. Have her do a number two, a part two series. You know, I got a 7.54. You spent 200 bucks, got more results here than you did spending 700 on this one. Literally, you got more results on that one than the other one. Isn't that kind of sad?
Yep. Yeah.
So like that's one of those things. Like she did a great job. So it's like, hey, you did such a fantastic job. We'd love to shoot another video with you. Let's try to do it again. Except it could be identical. She could say the exact same thing. It could be so scripted it's not even funny. Or she could just do it something totally different, but just a video. Just see, maybe it's her. If you do something totally different with the wording and it works, then it's her, likely, that's making the ad work really well.
Mhm.
But if she scripts it in a different location, it works, then we know that, hey, if we just follow this outline for what's being said in this, that's also going to work. And you could test those two things just to literally like flush it out to see what it is. Make sure it's the exact same
Okay.
length, so that way you keep it controlled. Otherwise, like, you know, there's no way to really prove out a piece of data unless you actually have a controlled change.
Yeah. I have a few ideas for the creatives already. I'm really interested in hearing like what is the best way, like say we get that creative made, how do we test that new creative without resetting existing campaigns, or is it okay to just throw it into one of the CBOs that's already working?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you do that where you're like literally tweaking the creative and making a small adjustment, in that
No, it'll be a
case,
brand new creative that I want to test.
oh, totally new idea.
Yeah,
Then yeah,
playing off the
I
same
would do it in
concepts.
like your testing group. Just
Okay.
testing it in this and being fine with whatever the return on ad spend. If it drops, it grows up or what happens.
Okay. I mean, that CBO interest testing, I should probably just remove testing from that because I did deactivate some interests that stopped working. And really, those are the interests that I'm looking to scale up.
Yeah, there you go. So I mean, like you might just have to launch a new one, which is totally fine because I mean, if you're getting if you're turning a bunch of these into just provens, then you're good to go. I mean, that's the
And
goals
just,
because then you have a pretty good foundation of just winning campaigns.
okay. So duplicate the CBO interest campaign and then make that a new testing one for just testing creatives.
You're going to want to do new interest as well because then you don't want overlap to happen because now they're separated.
Okay.
So it's got to be totally new interest and new ads.
Got it. And just throw a bit of a smaller budget at it. Those ads start working and then work those ads into these proven campaigns.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. I will be doing that. And then my other question here is I did a CBO, a retargeting campaign like we talked about, 180 days and 30 days, and shockingly didn't get a single purchase. I'm just curious to kind of get your eyes on this one. I'm not really sure what happened.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's weird because we've had
Are these
retargeting.
your best ads? Where's she at?
Yeah, I don't think she's in there. Because
I mean,
this
I think I
$5
just said the $5
off.
off one. Wasn't that the worst one?
No, that one was working really well because there's a bunch of variations of the $5 off. This one that's healthy meals free delivery, it's just a different tagline. Yeah, so that one, $5 off, donation update. That's one of our best, so I put that one in there.
Uh, and you never did any retargeting specific ads that we spoke about last time? Where it was like talking about
Uh,
the points that,
I did for purchase, and that campaign is going great.
okay,
This is just the page view that, for
got
whatever
it.
reason, is not getting any
So
conversions.
yeah, you might want to do this ad. Okay, that's the $5 off one.
There's a bunch of $5 off ones,
I would
just with
model this
different
exact one.
different text.
This exact one I would model for the 7, and then I'd model this one for the 7X. I'd do that one, this one, and then this one right here. So these three. This one.
Okay.
And just make sure it's these only. And then you can launch it, but the thing is, like, that should end up getting at least a sell. That doesn't seem right. I mean, it doesn't make any sense that it would have nothing. Yeah. So
Yeah, so I flipped it off. It's
yeah.
where is it? Yeah, right there. CBO retargeting page views. Okay, I can flip new ads in there, but yeah, it surprised me as well.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I would do those edits and then that would be good to go. Did you ever get a new timeline on the other schedule for a different city?
Yeah, so we're next week we're going to be having a new delivery drop, so I'll be investing more in ads once we kind of get that up and running, and then we're testing another city this week as well. But that is starting off with 2 drops, so I'll be able to kind of confirm if that's correct and the ad spend will go well with 2 drops right from the get go.
Nice.
My final question actually quickly here is, I noticed just that even in Calgary, where we do delivery like every other day, that our ads are way more successful on, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, for instance, are huge return on ad spend days. Does it make sense to do a lifetime budget instead of a daily budget so that Facebook can allocate more funds towards the campaign on those days that are performing better?
Test it. Yeah, it's worth testing
Okay.
because you can see how Facebook distributes spend over the course of a week.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I will give it a try. Okay, cool. That's all my questions. Thanks so much for the help, Chase.
Awesome. No problem. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask your questions in the question box. Christopher, you've been unmuted.
Hey Chase, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. So I have 2 questions. The first one's about I made my first video ad, and in the ad creative, there's several options for headline. So let's see, I'll just pull it up. My question is, should I put all the different options in one ad, or should I separate these out into individual ad sets? Or
Separate them. Yeah, separate them, because then you can track the actual data between each ad, and then also the social approval stack in this case. And then also it's much easier for you to read the data to see which one's working and just make a quick decision on turning off or on.
Yeah, perfect. Because that was kind of a second part of the question. This only has one cell, but I don't know which variation got it.
Well, exactly. That's the problem. You can leave it on after you've launched it, just because it's got a 9.74, which is great. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean, if it works, it works. But the thing is, it comes back to your learnings, right? How valuable or really knowing what the winning and non-winning variations are in it, social proof over time. So like longer term speaking, it makes more sense to split them out. So I'd probably do that, but keep this one since it's already converting great. And I mean, look at that, a 9.74, obviously one purchase because you just launched it. But if it holds up to what we were looking at last time, which was getting about a 30x, what was it? A 30x return on ad spend? Then I mean, like, that's huge progress from having a 1x something.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, it got to sell like after it spent a dime or something. So this number was huge to begin with, but not realistic. Okay, cool. I'll definitely do that. And then my second question is in my targeting. Let's see here, make sure I'm in the right one. So yeah, in my testing ad sets, these are all lookalikes. So I'm excluding the original audience that was used to build the lookalike. But should I also be excluding like my retargeting audiences, so I'm not getting a audience overlap there?
Yeah, that's fine. That forces it to reach only new customers.
Okay. So this is one of the retargeting. I have another retargeting where it's anybody that's engaged through Facebook or Instagram. So should I add those in here as well?
You could, yeah. I mean, that's fine. As long as you're retargeting those as well.
Yes.
But I wouldn't change them now that these are active though.
Okay, just leave them be.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, good deal. Is that ad that you created that got the 9.7 in all of these ads? I mean, all of these ad sets?
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty sure. Yes. Yep.
Nice. Nice. Cool.
Awesome. I just started them yesterday, so they don't have much spin yet.
Yeah. Got it. Cool. Looking good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Alrighty. No problem. All right, if there are any other questions, go ahead and ask your questions in the question box. Hassan, you've been unmuted?
Hey Chase, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. Sorry, I'm a bit late to this because I was battling my way through traffic, which is insane. So much for lockdown. Yeah, I started doing the first part of the course since last week. I did the Weebly website, which I sent to you directly over Facebook Messenger. So that's done. And then I set about trying to do all the steps that you've asked us to do, including making sure that we follow all those 8 steps to improve trust. Now, obviously, the first issue, as you know, is I came across I'm not able to verify my page, and you sent me this developer thing. I mean, these are basic things that I need to get up to speed with because this is completely new to me.
Right. Can you see my screen?
Just give me a sec. No, it just says let's get started.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Actually, I can. Facebook for developers, yeah, sorry.
So if you click My Apps and then hit Create App, all you got to do is just do that to get an app ID.
Okay.
And then once you create it, then essentially you can use that in the verification stage.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's handy. Also, in terms of the landing page, because I did the once we do the first week, you have to upload all of your worksheets, which is what I did. So I was thinking about the target audience, and obviously, given the nature of the company, it's going to be partly people who are homeowners in certain areas of London, and then people who are also involved in architecture, real estate development, things like that. So in terms of the landing page, do I need to have a single landing page or separate for different sort of audiences that I'm going to target? Obviously, I know we haven't segmented that deep, but I'm already thinking about, you know, different types of people and businesses that I'll be targeting.
Well, different audiences can go to it. It depends if you have a different objective.
Yeah.
And you could
Oh.
even have the multiple audiences going to one landing page as long as you're filtering as they go after, like go through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I might need some help with it because I think it looks a little bit, it's a bit light because I'm not quite sure what to put there to appeal to everyone or to at least get their attention. So that's one of the issues that I'm encountering now. What I did this morning as well, I sent a load of Facebook messages to people who have businesses, architects and real estate developers. So trying to gauge the strength of my message, and so I had to say my message sucks.
Nobody responded?
Nope. Well, I
Yeah,
just got
you're
one
gonna have to
thumbs
tweak
up.
your message then.
So it's not even a one, I don't think.
Yeah, you might sound a little too robotic.
I didn't think I was, but I can run this past you maybe a bit later offline or off this call if you have 5-10 minutes, and you can maybe tell me where I'm going wrong.
Well, if you want to show me here.
Okay. Okay, first I'll show you that. How can I share my screen with you?
Let me go ahead and allow you to share.
Just try and open the right tabs. I'm breaking one of your first rules, which is not to have too many tabs open. Give me a sec. Just find those messages. If you hear a cat meowing, it's not your mind playing tricks. There is a cat meowing
No
in
worries.
my room.
I do not hear any meows.
Good. Just give me a sec. How can I find my bloody messages? Hang on. Ah, right. Okay, here we are. Show my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
So you can see where my mouse is, right?
Yeah, it's robotic.
At least the only way is up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the message you sent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, let me read this again. Yeah. So I mean, like, the first thing is like you should reach out to one individual people. You got to find out who the like people who run the pages are. 2, you gotta hello's like such a. It's like hello. If you need any, it seems like a support message that you're sending them.
Okay.
So you should be more direct, like, hey, I saw you're doing X. I'd love to see how we'd potentially be able to work together. And then they'd be like, what are you thinking? And then that's where the conversation starts.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes
So
absolute
asking them a
sense.
question, keeping it short, don't pitch, get the conversation started. Like, hey, how are things going?
Right.
Like, just be more conversational about it. Try to find out their name and then address them. It'll take longer per message, but you'll have a much higher response rate.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the landing page. This was it, which I don't think it's very good, but you tell me.
So let's see here. We'll request access. let's see. Just to make sure we don't leave before changing anything. Is it all right if I hit the publish?
Yeah, whatever.
So what is the goal for you?
So I want people calling out the business and trying to get some quotes from us because, and this is what the, and again, I'm kind of, going slightly off tangent, but it's one of the worksheets, which is cost per lead. So it's difficult for me to quantify because the lowest price service that we would offer would be a loft conversion, which is something that's been relatively popular here in the UK. And £35,000, that would be even the lowest of the low ends for London, which, I'm just trying to get some kind of a metric because, if I get one person going for it a month, then obviously the return on ad spend is crazy.
Okay. And the industry is what?
Construction. So construction, building, because I would be doing the Facebook side, and my business partner and his brother would be doing the construction side. And the idea is that we do new builds, that we do home renovations, basements, which are also very popular across the UK, particularly in London. And all of these things are high sort of ticket items, but they are not uncommon, if you know what I mean. People do these all the time.
Yeah. Okay. And have you looked at the other people in your space? What?
Well, I was thinking about looking at the sort of people who do what we do and how they run their Facebook ads, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about, to see what kind of people they target, if we can, do some lookalike audiences down the line. I've not really looked at the competition because we are literally just starting, and I'm trying to get up to speed with these Facebook adverts.
Yeah. I mean, like this one would be better than the one you had just there alone, and just replacing this information with what you have. So what's a competitor's landing page look like?
I'm not, hang on, there was one, just give me a sec. I've got one. Let me just go through my WhatsApps.
It could be anything.
Yeah, but I'm trying to find the name of the company because there are big companies. There are like literally huge companies.
Nothing wrong with that.
So go for, I don't know, Carillion Homes. Let me just type it. In fact, no, Barratt Homes here. That's one company. So they're huge.
Okay. And what do they do?
Construction. They build houses, apartment blocks. Obviously, they are much bigger scale, and they don't do kind of renovations like we would. But that's, they cover part of what we would do. Obviously, not to the same scale, but.
Okay. All right, got it. And what's another one?
Sec. Just give me a sec. And just find one. So,
Because the quickest way to know if the landing page is going to work is just to model something that you know is already converting really high and is generating them a lot of business.
I assume this one's going to be one of those when it actually comes up. Yeah. that would be. So when I type that in, that's one of the first results in Google.
Okay. And are you trying to book a consultation call?
Among other things, yeah.
I mean, you could literally model this. Yeah, you should just model this.
As a landing page. So have you, can I open up my Weebly page?
Let's check out one thing real quick though. Like, let's just go to the Facebook ad library and then do this real quick. Just to double check what this is for their landing page. Yeah, all right, got it.
I don't know if they're on Facebook ads. I
Go
assume
ahead
they
and
must be,
check
but-
their, go ahead and type in their name here.
Dick Whittington.
Is that
No?
them?
No, 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 no. This is Dick Whittington. It's a show.
All right.
Bloody hell. No. Tavern. Nope. Okay. So they don't run Facebook ads. So let's try another one.
Well, we don't, sorry, can we go back to that page real quick? Before we jump too quickly, they're running Google ads, so I first would want to check one other thing. It doesn't look like they actually have their social media here. Nothing at all.
Maybe where the blog is. So they have a blog page.
Yeah, I mean, if they had their social, it'd be here.
Hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they do. Okay. All right, search that other one. Search that other company name here.
So let me just see who the other one is. Sorry about this. So I'm thinking if someone is paying for Google ads, they might be paying for Facebook ads as well, right?
Correct.
GW Basements. So nope. Okay. So
What's up with people? What's up with the lending companies not having social media pages?
maybe I've spotted a gap in the market.
Yeah, what's going on here?
I don't know. I'm wondering if it's, well, I'm thinking it can't be Corona because they still have all their pages up, right?
Mhm.
FCM.
Well, I mean, they
FCM.
just flat out don't have any social.
Well, no. Okay.
Yeah, I've
It's,
never
you
seen
know,
something like this before.
and you'd think a city and greater London area is about 9 million people. Jesus.
So what you could do is just find a list of landing pages that are similar to what makes sense for you, same business model, that they're running ads. Find their page.
Here we are. APT renovation. That's one of them.
Yeah,
Let me just
so I
check it's
mean,
the same.
it doesn't look like they're running ads though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you find some that do, then you can see what their landing page looks like and then model it.
Right. Okay. So it's relatively simple to do. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to landing pages, so how does it work in relation to my website? Do I treat it as separate or does it connect? Because let me just
Well,
show
what
you
is
quickly.
what does your website look like?
Let me show you my website. So here's the website.
Yeah, so in all honesty, what you could do is just,
That's the website, and then you've got your service pages. So it tells you.
so once again, find another person's thing, model it, and then just, so that way it's pretty much the exact same.
You mean model the landing page?
Yeah, and you can also make your homepage similar to a landing page as well.
Yeah.
Have like a direct call to action here that's very visible.
Yeah. So yeah, the problem is it's Weebly. It only allows, because I went for it because of the speed with which you can build a site. So I need more calls to action basically. So probably here at the
I would just,
bottom as well.
yeah, if you go look at those other sites, you have to have a list to compare
Yeah.
to and just find a mix between them rather than
Okay.
completely shooting just
In the
completely
dark.
new ideas out there. Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's
Yeah.
just go ahead and take something that's working
Okay. Okay, no problem.
and then
Right.
we'll improve conversions based off those.
Okay, excellent. Cheers.
Awesome. Alrighty, we'll do that.
Thanks.